Welcome back, everybody. This is yours truly, Scott Frost. We're at the 2023 Derby City Classic. This is round 7, and we are looking at Shane Wolford versus Roland Garcia. Shane does have a loss in this match, in this tournament, so he is looking to advance. Roland is obviously looking to advance with no losses. Looks like Shane won the flip. I'm kind of a big proponent of lagging for the break in this tournament. If you get the speed down, you can be a favorite for this lag, but a lot of guys are flipping, and a race to 3 is kind of like a coin flip anyway between two really good players, but I think that your skills should be more at play here. It's going to be interesting to see how this match plays out. Shane Wolford, known for his rotation pool, he's definitely a proponent for the Mosconi Cup, and I know he's working hard for that. I'd like to see him on the team. Roland Garcia, here's a player that's improved his one pocket game immensely over the last year. He is full of questions, always asking other players, such as myself, probably Jeremy Jones, and a lot of other top players, what the right shot is, what you do here. And that's kind of what you have to do, right? So let's see how Shane breaks the balls and what pocket he's choosing to break to. Want to thank Railbirds TV for their production and bringing all these great matches to us. As we see, Shane's breaking to the lower right-hand corner, and he's made an excellent break. The reason this break is so good is you've got coverage, right? You've got the 11 that's threatening the pocket. The 3 is high, the 11 is low. He might be able to get to the 14 ball here. He's looking above at the 7, but I think he's got to follow through. Let's see what he does. Oh, he could see the edge of the 14. Really nice speed there. Shane's got to make a decision here whether he wants to go up table or somehow try to get him behind that wall of balls, which is the 4, the 2, the 8, and the 9 over there behind the stack. Looks like he's going to go up table. The only concern about this for you guys at home is that you can lose your position. And in shooting this shot, he's going to lose his position most likely. Possibly a lack of experience, or maybe just not taking enough time looking at the table. These guys are not on a shot clock. I would have possibly looked at some type of a foul to the stack, maybe 2 rails taking a foul into the stack, or looking at a foul 2 rails into the stack from up table. Roland currently is looking at cross corner on the 3. I think his biggest concern is the cue ball. That 11 is a big ball there, so I don't know if he's going to follow forward behind the 11 or try and come off of it. Yeah, that was the biggest concern that I had watching him shoot that shot. I think he clearly wanted to go into the 11 a little more full, but as you notice, the 3 went high, so he overcut the 3 a hair, which caused the cue ball to scratch. This is not what you want to give a straight shooting rotation player. Shane is asking him to put a coin up. And Shane is a perfect gentleman when he plays. I've watched him play quite a bit as of late. Very good guy. Very good family. He's choosing to shoot the 7. I like this selection. Typically, guys, when you're running balls, you want to pick off what's available first. Avoid as much interaction with the other balls as possible. In other words, try not to bump anything if you don't need to. I'm going to try and drop down here for this stripe on the lower end. He's gotten a little thin on this ball. He's gotten really thin on this ball. I think if he puts a little more power into that, he ensures himself a shot on at least the 13, 14 at worst. So He might be forced to play a defensive shot here. Is he looking to kick at the 9 and 5? I don't think so. I think he's coming off the 3. Yeah, it's okay. It's not terrible. He did leave a little room for Roland to defend from this. See what he's thinking. He's taking a look. Is he taking a look at that? I don't know that he can get at it, but the 4-2-9 looks pretty close. Probably going a bit high. Speaking of the 9. Yeah, I don't mind this. He's trying to keep coverage of the 3, right? You don't want to allow your opponent to see this 3 ball. And it looks like he's done that if Shane hasn't already got down to shoot. Trying to get him back in this stack. This is well hit. This is very well hit. Well, so far I'm impressed with Shane Wolford. He's kept Roland completely locked up at this point, in total control of the game after the scratch from Roland Garcia. Now, this is a nice shot as well. He's opened a few more balls up. Roland is trailing 3 balls to -1. I kind of like the kick here on the 3, right? If you kick it with a little speed and you hit it decent, you've got coverage with the 13, 5, and 14. And you don't have to kick it too hard to where the cue ball sells out the 9, but if you kick it with enough speed, yeah, this is very dangerous in my opinion. I immediately see that Roland could come off of the 3 and lay him over on the lower right diamond, putting the 3 more centered to his pocket. He's looking at something else. I don't know that he can reach the 3. This might be an issue. I'm left-handed, so that shot immediately jumps out at me. I like what he's doing, and I think we all need to do more of this. Take a look at everything before you do something. You've always got options playing this game, and that's the beauty of one pocket. He's going to come off the 10. Oh, no, he's elected to take a foul here. So he's looked at what's going on, and he knows that he can probably keep him covered off of the 3. I would assume, because you don't want to take a foul there unless you know you can protect that 3. And if that's the case, Shane's got a little bit of a problem here because he's got to protect from selling out a bank. Well, this is the concern, and this is probably what Roland was working towards. He's definitely got a shot at the 15, which he can bank into the 13. The key on this shot is protecting your cue ball, so I don't know if he has to go all the way up in the top right-hand corner pocket. But I definitely know he can bank that ball. He could even bank it low, but holding the cue ball up in the top right-hand corner pocket could be an issue. I'm talking about the 15 ball here. He could be banking it off the 12 as well, but I really don't see a need to do that. If you're playing the cue ball up in the top right corner, you can get a lot of motion going towards that 13. And the reason I think he should bank it to the 13 is that way you're hitting it fuller and you can control the cue ball more. He chose to go 3 rails. This is an excellent shot. Very good control. Look at the cue ball speed. He felt good over that ball. This is why he played it. It was laying really nicely for him to do. He was obviously playing the three ball there. The shot turned out really well. He played the speed perfectly, actually. I don't even think that Shane can go rail first on the three. If he could go rail first, it's a possibility. You've really got to be careful here. He's going to one rail kick to the left side of this three. A lot of times this turns out really good, but if you overhit it, you can scratch. Well, he's hit it really well. What a shot this is. Two great shots so far, and these guys both look like they're meant to be in round 7. Yeah, I think this is pretty much all he can do here is graze off the bottom of the 3, playing the cue ball back over onto the side with protection. Did he hit the 3? Well, if he hit the 3, my eyes aren't that good. It's an excellent shot, but he did not. He moved the coin, so he owes 3 now. No time to panic, that's for sure. But at some point, you've got to get some stuff moving. Now he's looking at the rail first. The only concern with this shot is that stripe up there, the 15 ball. Therefore, if you do play the rail first, speed is key. I don't think he can see enough of the 3 to kick just kick below it. You see where he's aiming his cue. But the problem, once again, with this shot is that stripe up there towards the side pocket in the middle of the table. That's a big issue. That's a big issue with this shot. Yeah, and he was aware of it. He was aware of it. He knew that he had to catch the 3 full, right? And if he doesn't catch it full, he loses the cue ball. But the problem with that is you can double kiss it, and that's exactly what happened. Roland looking to get an angle on this 15. And I think he's gotten there. It's got to carry. It's got to carry. That's weak. That's weak. I wouldn't be surprised to see him cut at this. He's a very aggressive player and a very, very talented shot maker. Roland still owes 2. Shane has 3. I'm a big fan when shooting this ball. You've got enough to worry about when you're pocketing the ball. I'm a big fan of center ball, right? Allow the cue ball to just do what it does. But when you're center ball, just trying to cinch or ice this ball, that's really what you're trying to do. But he looks like he might be trying to put some English on it. And it's all about how you feel when you're over the ball. But you know the cue ball's coming this direction where his finger is. And if that's the case, you've kind of just got to let the cue ball do its own job and really focus on pocketing the 15 because that's number 1 right now. And he looks like he's using a little low inside English. Well, he struck it pure. Did he get lucky? I believe he did get a little fortunate, which is kind of deserved. I think he can pocket this 6. It's close, but I believe he can pocket the 6. Like I said, that shot's well deserved. He struck it very, very nice. Now here it's a center ball with a little pinch of inside, maybe just a touch. Yeah, nicely done. But boy, if he could hit the 6 that full, I would have drawn the ball to play the combination. The concern now is getting position on something else. That's why if you can get enough of the 6, like he did, yeah, you can draw it. Just pinch draw the ball to get on the 5-9 combination. Now he's kind of put himself in a spot where he's got to let the cue ball go and hope to get on the 12 or the 5. This should be a fun shot to watch if he executes it. I think he's trying to draw one rail or two rails up. Yeah, he's tried to draw one rail up, and it took a big stroke to be able to get there. This just leads back to the shot on the 6, and obviously he didn't know he could see enough of the 6 to pinch draw the ball. But he's back in the game, right? He's even. Owed 3. He is now even. Shane has 3, but he's definitely back in this game. And let's not forget, Shane broke the balls. What is he looking at? I'm trying to understand what exactly he might be looking at. Is he looking at the 14-13 combination? Is he looking at banking the 5 under the 13 and 14 and somehow protecting the cue ball? Maybe even behind the 10 if possible? He obviously cannot see enough of the 12, I don't believe. That would be ideal. If he could see enough of the 12, he could bank the 12 2 rails below the 13 and the stripe next to it, possibly catching one of those balls. It looks here that he can almost see it, but I believe the 5 has him covered. He's definitely taking time on this shot. And I like that decision. Take your time and make sure that you know what you're going to do, especially now that you're back in the game. You don't want to take this work and throw it away. Not sure what he's looking at with the 4 and the 2 and the 8. Possibly crossing the face of the 4 into the 8, putting the 8 to your side, playing the cue ball one rail up. You really don't want to let Shane see the 12 that way, though. There's something he doesn't like about that either. So I think he's electing to play some type of a defensive shot here. Pretty clever shot. He protected from the 5 there. Pretty clever shot. He was in a funny spot there. Did he predict for the spot ball? I don't know if the spot ball plays. Yeah, that's going to buy him another inning. I'm pretty certain. I see a really nice shot. Shane could play the 3-5 with low left and draw his cue ball 2 rails up towards the 13. Or is he cutting at the 12? Tough to tell at this angle. Oof, I think he was cutting at the 12 or accidentally hit the 12. I think he was actually playing the cue ball 2 rails into the stack there. I don't know that Roland can see enough of this 12 to bank it back to the stack, but he can definitely wedge him up behind the 9 and 3, just like this. Well done. So kind of a key mistake from Shane that reverses the position of the balls and the table. We're going to see what plays out here. Wants to keep that covered up, and he did. I have a feeling he's going to be living behind this wall of balls here for the next few innings. And the reason this gets more difficult is because of the height of that stripe on the right side pocket. He can't come off of it as easy now, especially being completely elevated over the 10. This is where you might want to consider taking a foul 3 rails into the back of the 4-2-5. I don't like that. I think he could cause himself some issues coming off of this ball. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. It would not have been my first option, but it's not terrible. I think Roland can play this 14 2 rails with the right speed towards his pocket. There's a couple things he's got to protect against, though. I don't know if that 15 banks, and that's the one on top of the 8. So he has to be conscious of the stack here and his speed, controlling both balls. He's mishit this. Yeah, he's mishit this. He's aware of that. We all do it. Is he playing a passive shot here? I think this is a mistake. Unless he can't see the 10, but he can definitely bank the 2-9. He can bank. Okay, so there's must be something he doesn't like about all of that. Yeah, this might be big trouble for Shane. He's definitely got a bank on the 13. I don't know what he can get following that, though. So do you play the 13 to make it, or do you use protection right there? He's used protection, and he's played to make it. I don't think he wanted that to go. Yeah, he's hit it well, but he's definitely back in the game, Roland. He's got 2 now, and Shane has 3. This kind of all goes back to the opportunity Shane had to run out. He underhit that ball a little bit. He doesn't want to catch any of this 2 ball here. If he didn't want to catch that 2. I don't know if Shane can make this stripe or not. Might be able to tell from the straight on angle. I'm not positive there. He definitely cannot. It's a great view. So let's see what he plays. Is he going to play this to his side of the table and use the stack as protection? Or even maybe try to use the 4. Yeah, I don't know about that. The only reason I don't know about that is because you're just leaving a bare ball out in the open for Roland to work with. Roland's got a couple options here. He could go back into the stack, banking this thin, or he could hit it heavy, or he could cross it. Oh, he's hit it really nicely. Really nicely. Roland throwing his hands up in the air. I don't know that he wanted that ball to go anyway. I don't really see anything else that's productive for him. I think that ball allows Roland an opportunity to get many more if Shane can't protect from it. This kick is extremely dangerous. He's executed the last one very well. This kick is extremely dangerous. And I believe he's hit this great too. What a shot. What an excellent shot. He's not going to like his return. Roland can graze off of the stripe and send him 2 rails into the stack, but he's not looked at that. Now he might have looked at it. No, he's not looked at it. He's going to attempt to put him in there. Be careful. He's kind of done the job. He's left Shane a little air. The only reason I wasn't a big fan of that is Shane can now kick the 10 in. Or the 12, excuse me. Oh, he's missed this. Maybe take a little more time on that shot. See what Roland can manufacture out of this. We notice the green stripe up there, the 14 ball. Is that what he plays to next? And I think it is. Wants to get straighter on the ball or more flat than this. He's got a couple options, though. Does the 13-5 play? What does that look like? It's a nice angle. It's too thin. 5 and 13 do not play. Can he draw the cue ball one rail back into the stack, attempting to open the balls? Or do you even take that chance? Well, he's going to go 2 rails. Watch this shot. Wow. Wow. Very, very unfortunate. As I stated prior, Roland's a shot maker and a very accurate one at that. He hit that ball pure with no luck. Kind of hard to believe that you can't come out of a shot like that with anything good. He's really got to be conscious of what's going on here. I love crossing the stripe that's over by the right-hand side pocket or doing whatever you can with that. If you can cross it, sending your cue ball up table. Is he looking at cutting the 3? I feel like he's really elevated over the 9 in order to do that. He's not looked at the stripe on this side, on Shane's side of the table, which is the right side of the table. Okay, now he's looking at it. I think this is the right shot. Yeah, definitely the right shot. Shane's got his work cut out for him now. He's got to protect from a lot of different things. He's electing to follow the 3, which is risky. Might be hitting this with some stun. He did. I like the way he played that. So that's a big shot right there. Roland going to repeat what he just did. Nicely controlled. Leaving Shane distance is continuing to put the pressure on. He's looking at the 4. I just don't know what the future is in the 4, especially with a guy like Roland shooting behind you. If you catch the 15 or the 8, you lose the game. You're tied up in ball count here. You can sell out the 2. Well, he's hit it excellent. Made a believer out of me. Not only has he hit it excellent, but he's laid the perfect angle down to roll this 15 in and possibly drop below the 2. I believe the 9 is makeable. So he could get 3 or 4 out of this if he can put this one down. What a bank this is. Yeah, look how close he comes to catching that 15. But what a great shot. Nice cue ball as well. Did he get it down? Oh boy, he was real close, I can tell you that. See what Roland thinks here. He's looking at the 9. Boy, like I said, the man's very aggressive. I can't fault him for this shot. I couldn't fault him for banking at the 10 either, to be honest with you. It's a winner if he pockets it. Roland might feel like he's got the better of the up-table game, understanding that Shane's experience playing one pocket might not be there yet. But from what I've seen, Shane understands the game. There is no doubt. He's looking to bank this 13. Couple concerns with that. One of them is the 2 ball. The other concern is trying to get your cue ball in between the 5 and 8, or at least protecting it. You notice on the screen how steep that bank is, and it is steep. Trying to one rail the 13. He's looking to spin the cue ball between the 5 and 8 up there towards the 3. That's kind of what he's looking at, possibly. That or coming off the 2. Yeah, he's looking to play this. And I think it lays a, oh, he looks like he's drawing this. You know, he's changed his mind. Oof. Yeah. Couple big problems for you guys at home that I noticed there. So when you're down on a ball and you make up your mind, he was aiming low and never got off the ball and switched his English to some type of high, but he never regrouped and got off the ball. That's a problem, and you'll see us fail more often than not when we do that. We all change our minds sometimes when we're down on a ball. Discipline is where it comes in big time in that situation. You have to get off the ball. We've all done what Roland just did. It possibly going to cost him game number 1. Nice shot. Wants to keep that angle. Come over between the 5 and 8. Just watch out for the side pocket. Oh, he chose to come above and eliminate the side pocket, which is okay. Playing for 1 and game number 1, Shane Wolford. Nicely struck. You can see Shane is a straight shooter, a lot of ability. Fundamentals look excellent. Roland to break. Shane Wolford leads game number 1. We're at the 2023 Derby City Classic. This is round number 7. Roland has 0 losses. Shane has a loss. I'm your host, Scott Frost, and we are with Railbirds TV, doing so much for the sport. Awesome to see all these streamers at the Derby, especially doing these matches. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Bringing new matches to you constantly. See which pocket Roland. You know, it's interesting to see all these players breaking to the lower right side. I've watched a lot of matches on Railbirds, and they do a lot of streams on this table. It seems like more often than not, the players are breaking to the lower right side. Could be one of a couple things. Could be that they're right-handed. It could be that the table favors that pocket. Could be a lot of different things. I just find it interesting. He's got some options here, as you typically do after somebody's break. The 14 is really standing out at me. I like punching the 14 into the 9 with a lot of speed, basically a power shot, right? You're punching the 14 into the 9. The 9's going into the 13, possibly moving the 5, 12, 6 towards your hole. You could get lucky and scrape one in, but you're stunning the cue ball forward, right, below the 10. I think this is too passive. This 14's just too available. Yeah, I just feel like that's too passive, especially when you've got the 14 sticking its nose out like that. He's a good enough player to stun his cue ball forward and really move everything to his side. I can't fault him for the shot. but I think it's a little passive, especially against a guy that's this aggressive. Oof. Well, he was looking to produce there. If he gets a little kiss, could have made the three. I like the shot. Got a little fortunate. Didn't come back and sell out the 11. But Shane is going to continue to be on the defense, I think, for the next inning or two. At best. Looking to come off the 1 and possibly get him up below the 10 there, probably about a foot below it, somewhere around the center diamond. And this is okay. It's okay. He's going to take a look at that 10, I believe. He hasn't looked at the 10 yet, but I believe he's going to look at it. The 10 carries automatic position on the 9, and I really don't think you're selling anything out in your use of inside English. He sees something different. Let's see what he's doing, folks. The 14? It's okay. It's okay if you protect it. Boy, I felt like that was really risky bringing that cue ball all the way down. He did get it there, covering the 2 up and covering the 3 up. He wanted something good to happen. Aggressive shot. I like the shot. There's nothing wrong with it. Just feel like could have cost him a little bit. I think he was in between decisions there, right? Either coming behind the 3 or coming behind the 4, and he just kind of got stuck in between. I think you commit right there to just coming behind the 4 with center cue ball or whatever you need to get there. At the last minute, we've all done it. He chooses to put a little English on it and could cost him. Roland's playing the 11 off the bottom of the 6, I believe. Or into the 6. Either or. He wanted coverage behind the 1 and 12. He wanted to stun that cue ball up behind those balls. So it's actually a pretty good break for Mr. Wolford from what I'm seeing right now. You can kick and stick this ball. Yeah, and this is what he's done. He's overdrawn it a little bit. He probably wanted to catch something there over there in the stack to get something on his side. Roland is over there looking at the 1 and 12, seeing what they look like. There's a couple ways you can play this. Excuse me, the 1 and 15. Yeah, I like this play. Nice play, really good cue ball. Shane's just getting down really quick. You definitely want to take a look at what's going on here. Take a look at the table. Take your time. 2-railer on the 10 isn't horrible. You just want to get it close. I like the shot. Yeah, I like the shot. Very good shot. Look at the cue ball. Can't really do anything over there. If he chooses to do something with the 11, it's pressure packed. I think he's got to pocket the 10 for Shane here. Utilizing the 15 ball for coverage on the 3. Yeah, I think that's what he needs to do. Where his hand is what he's probably looking to do with the cue ball. Still 0-0 in the ball count. Shane Wolford leads 1-0 in this race to 3. We're in the 7th round. Roland has 0 losses. Shane has 1. Like and subscribe, Railbirds TV on YouTube. Is he looking to go into the 12? Wow. Or the 15, excuse me. What an excellent shot that was. I'd love to see a replay on that shot. What an excellent shot that was. He played to hit that side of the ball, and we can all learn something from that shot. Look at this. Look at that shot. What a great shot that is. So that's taking it a step forward, right? That's taking it a little step further. Shane's forced to possibly look at the 8-5-12. I'd definitely take a look at seeing if there's a way to carom that 15 in for Roland. He's going. Here we go, folks. 8-5-12. Yeah, very difficult shot. This is going to hurt. Although he's allowed himself a little air with the 9-1-3-15. I don't know, even though it looks pretty easy. I don't know the best way to attack right here unless I'm at the table. He's playing the 4-ball combination, I think. Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. If the 5 goes past the 8, I see him getting at least 6 balls on this run. He could get anywhere above the 11 and pick those off as well. So I would not be surprised to see if Roland gets out here. One ball apiece. He's going to come to the 9 next. You want to carry that angle. You don't want to get straight on it. Just stay low of the 9. You can come up for the 1 following that. Like so. Nicely done. Perfect. You want to continue carrying this angle, right? So somewhere left of the 11 ball, but you don't want to be straight. The reason you want to have this angle is you can come 2 rails up for the 4, but especially if the 5 goes. If the 5 goes, which it looks like it does at this angle, you carry the angle on the 1, coming 2 rails up for the 4, 5, or 8. So you've got insurance there. He's choosing to come out to the 8 now. That tells me that the 5 might not go. Even if it does go, he's playing the 8 first. Nice. Very nice. Kind of pushed the 5 out of play a little bit more, but he could come over for that now. Carries the perfect line, it looks like. I look to him to get on the 5 right now. It's not necessary. You could get up there to the 11 with the 4, but I think it carries such a nice line that this is what he has chosen to do, and he's hit it perfectly. And Roland playing for 3. Yeah, nicely struck there as well. Needs a carry. Yeah, a little steep. I think he can hold for the 11 or 6. Nicely done. One away from tying this match up, one apiece. Ooh, ooh. He decelerated there, uh, big time. He just decided to roll the ball, I believe, last minute due to the 2 ball. I think he was just going to hit it with a little speed and draw over, and he noticed the 2 ball and decelerated. So we're going to prolong this game. This tells a lot about the heart of another player, in my opinion. So when somebody makes a simple mistake such as that, if I'm Shane, I'm going to make Roland really work to get that ball now, which means I probably won't shoot this, right? He did okay. He got him below the 2, but I'm just gonna really work hard to see if I can get Roland to scratch, take some type of foul, make some type of mistake. So I'm gonna grind as hard as I can, because if you can come back and win this game, it's a match changing uh, move. Keep it simple. Let's see, Shane looks to me like he's just in some type of I've got to go mode, when in all reality, your opponent, it's pretty nicely done. Very nicely done, actually. I don't think Roland can bank at this, can he? It looks like he can there. He can definitely kick at it. Yeah, I believe he's kicking at this. Doesn't want to overhit it. Oh, yeah. This is an opportunity for Shane Wolford now. Take your time and make sure you know where you want to be. A little thin. A little thin. We've seen that numerous times. I'm not sure what he's looking at here. Is he looking at the 13? There's nothing wrong with just 2-railing the 7 out. You've got a 7-1 ball lead. Yeah. Not only that, you can see that your opponent is in go mode, so he's trying to either win or lose this game quickly, and he's not going to win it quickly with the way the balls are positioned. Yeah. This, in my opinion, is a slight lack of experience playing the game, and it's understandable when you're down that many balls in a game and they're in such bad positions. You feel like you've got to make something happen, but it's actually the opposite, right? Keep it simple. The guy missed a straight in ball to win the game. If you keep it simple, anything could happen. All right, folks, it's one apiece. Shane Wolford to break. Round 7. Shane has a loss. Roland has no loss. This is the 2023 Derby City Classic one pocket division. It looks like they're going to take a quick break, and so will we. All right, we are back. Shane Wolford racking the balls. One game apiece. Shane won the flip. That means if this match goes 2 apiece, he will be breaking on the hill, which is very important. If you guys get a chance, go on over to YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're watching this match on YouTube, like and subscribe. Railbirds TV. Support the game. Playing on beautiful diamond tables. This year, the Derby City Classic upped the ante. These are 4 1/4 versus 4 1/2. And for the major pool player, they all really like this, right? I think Shane is waiting in the wings for Roland to return. But just talking a little bit more about the tables, I think it's a great move, especially for bank pool and rotation. 4 1/4 is kind of like the almost what you could call standard pocket size. You can play one pocket on it. You can play bank pool on it. You can play 10 ball on it. You can play 9 ball on it. The pockets are just tight enough to where you can dig balls out playing one pocket, just tight enough to where you really have to focus playing rotation. Roland is back, and we are back in action. Well, his break is impressive, in my opinion. He's got a ball high and low as I speak quite a bit. The ball low, he'd like it a little closer to the 11. I immediately see that he could come off the 10, but he has to really be careful of not leaving a bank on the 10, so he'd use the 11 as coverage. He's looking up table. It's always good to look up in that top right corner pocket because more often than not, guys, you'll see that 1 and 14. Those are doubled up. What I mean by that is the 1 doesn't pass the 14. So if he can find any type of bank to his hole towards his pocket, he could play that cue ball up in the upper right pocket and really kind of leave him doubled up. And this happens more often than not after the break. Some things he's got to be conscious of. The 4 and 7 look pretty wired up to Shane's hole. Is he coming off the 5? Or is he kicking? Oof. Nice shot. Really nice shot. Protected the 10, which was first priority. Not only that, he's bought him some time. Shane really has to be conscious of what he's doing here. Well, got a little love out of the 15, but those balls tied up, those are not going to favor Shane. Those are going to favor Roland for the next few innings. Roland immediately looks like he wants to do something with the green 6. It just looks a little awkward. Can't quite tell what he has. Be careful banking this with speed. Is he looking to remove those balls on Shane's side? I don't believe I'd have done that. Those balls weren't helping Shane in any way, shape, or form, and the way it laid, it seemed like he had to do a lot with the cue ball to keep him off the 6. Big ball for Shane to pocket here, and he did. This is what you don't want the young man doing, shooting at his hole. In the first game, he was a little, I would say, a little lackadaisical on a shot, so he really needs to bear down and know where he wants to get. Well struck, really well struck. He's getting way down there below the 15 or the playing this ball than the 8 or the combination. Yeah, he's a straight shooter. Very good fundamentals. Hits the ball clean. Make up your mind. Commit to what you want to do here. This is okay. He's got a good angle on the combination now. I think he's got a good angle on the combination. I don't think he's a yeah, now he's looking at it. I don't think he's a big dog to miss that combination, and he's going to get out if he pockets it. And he's well struck, but I thought he would use more center to high English and open those balls up. Instead, he drew it. And in order to draw it, that forces less action. Looking at the 12 here with the 3. Oh, this is good. This is good. Wolford playing for 2 and holding serve. He's held serve both times if he does run out here, which is massive when you're winning the flip or winning the lag, right? In a race to 3. Nicely struck. I'd give this to him, and Roland did. Shane Wolford takes a 2-1 lead in this race to 3. Like and subscribe, Railbirds TV on YouTube. Roland has no losses. Shane Wolford must win this match to advance. He has 1 loss. I'm your host, Scott Frost. Thank you all for joining. We are at the 2023 Derby City Classic in the 1-pocket division. Let's see how good he hits these. I'm not a huge fan, only because of how the 5 and 8 turned out. Shane immediately looks like he might be in a little bit of trouble, but the 5 and 8 are really working for him. He can roll to the 3 at worst. He can see the 10. He can see the 10. He can play the cue ball below the 13. He's not looked at that. Boy, I think that's a lot riskier in order to protect from the 2. Yeah, he didn't take a look. I think he could have looked at the 12, excuse me, not the 10, the ball by the 7. I think he could have looked at that, playing the 12 to his side of the table and maybe get the cue ball below the 13. It looked like he had that angle. Now let's see what Roland's working up in his mind. Is he worried about the kiss on the 2? It could be there. I don't hate the 3 ball, just so we're clear, and you wouldn't bank it to make it. Yeah, I think he can miss this kiss. Oh yeah, it's not even a concern. Pretty sure he's got him completely covered here as well. Once again, Shane can see this 12. I'm not saying that's the shot. I think the cue ball's a little low at this point to shoot the shot that he had prior. Or now he's looking at the 12 or the 7. I'm not sure which one. Eh. If you're going to play that shot, you really need to make sure and stick them into them balls. That way your opponent doesn't have a play to push more to his pocket. This is a problem for Shane. He's going to play the 7 into the 10, opening the 5 and 8 up, maybe even playing the 10 clean towards his hole. You can either choose to stick him there or to draw back. Yeah, this is what I was assuming would happen. Big trouble for Shane Wolford in game number 4. I would look at a foul right there, just prolonging the situation, and then I would possibly look up somewhere around the 3, right? I would take a foul first, and I've mentioned this in other matches. I'd take a foul first because you already know you're in trouble. Let's prolong the game, and then let's try and get him up there around the 3, behind the 3, try and double or triple him up in some sort of way. Shane made a remark there. I believe he was trying to hit the right side of the 7. Roland elevated to shoot the 2. Oh, he didn't want that. He obviously wanted to cut the 2 more and get on the 13. This is something he is not happy about. So when something like that happens, your mind, especially in one pocket, your mind tends to get the best of you. You start racing a little bit, you get a little frustrated, or as we call on tilt, think that he's really got to regroup and think about what he wants to do here. I think there's only one option. You're going to bank this into the 13, and that's what he's electing to do. I think he's hit it perfectly, and he has. Nice recovery. Very nice recovery. He's got to play the 5 here. Nice clean strike. He's got a chance to get 5 or 6 balls. Yeah, he's a straight shooter, Roland. Didn't want to get straight here. Believe he can cheat this and swerve up between the 12 and 8. The 11 might play as well. Yeah, he can definitely swerve up between the 12 and 8. Well done. Now you have a decision to make. Do you play the 8 or the 12 and come across? You can play the 8, punch 2 rails down to the 11. I like the 12. I like the 12, and you can play to punch over, and if you don't get all the way over, your insurance ball is the 8. You can guarantee that you're going to get a cut on that. Just knock the 12 down. That's what he's elected to do. I think it's the right decision. Ah, I don't know why you would let up on that. I guess he wanted to carry an angle on the 8. I think it was a little tough for that. Just go ahead and let it out. Punch over. And like I said, if you don't get there, you've always got the 8 for backup. It's much easier playing from where I'm at, though. I don't miss much doing this. I play very, very good from the microphone. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Railbirds TV, we appreciate it. Hope we're all learning something. This is great for me to get to do. It keeps my mind in the game, keeps me on my toes. I really appreciate the opportunity from Railbirds to allow me to do this. I hope everybody's enjoying the match. He's looking down low. Here's the thing. You've got to just kind of take your medicine, right? You know you're kind of straight here. I don't know that you can really manufacture much. Take your 6-0 ball lead and get them up table. We've discussed this in the past as well. You want to protect your ball leads. You got a 6-0 ball lead that's very, very substantial. Make your opponent earn whatever he's looking to do. But to me, it looks like Roland's looking to play the 110 bank following this, and I just don't think it's there. No reason to press the issue. He's going forward. He looks like he wants to do something with this 1 and 10. I don't think he's dropped low enough to do anything with them. Okay, he's coming off the 11. Better decision. Good decision, and he took what he could get. He took what the table gave him. And that's what you have to succumb to at times. Look for Shane to stay aggressive. Can he cross the 10-1 combination towards his hole with inside English, cutting the 10 upwards a bit? He must not have liked it. I don't know if that's going to do any good. I would have been a little more cautious at keeping Roland off of anything aggressive at that point. Roland is aware of his 6-0 ball lead, I can tell you that, because I think he's looking to. Okay, I can't fault him for this. He's got a 2-railer on that 11 as well if he likes it. Just want to make sure it gets down. That's the worst case scenario. That's why I kind of like the 2-railer on the 11. Less likely to sell out the cross corner. He's hit it heavy. He's hit it heavy. Roland got away with one there. He's going to kick it to his side, I think. Looks like he's queuing up to hit it with some speed. Oof, boy. And he didn't have to do that. He could have slow kicked below the 3, just nudging it over, biding time. Oh my. Uncharacteristic error, and this is going to cost him. I didn't expect or see that coming from Shane Wolford. I think he might have rushed it. Did he run into the 10? He did. So a little bit of a comedy of errors here in the latter parts of this game, and it happens to all of us. I wouldn't be surprised if he cross-banks this ball. Oh dear, he said, and I agree with oh dear. I don't know why he drew the ball. If you're gonna listen, if you're gonna shoot at that needing one, commit to hanging the ball up at worst. Just fully commit to crossing it in. You can't do both and get the job done. So he could leave Shane perfect here if he gets the right angle on this 10. He's got a good angle on this 10. Ideally, he wants to go into the 14. Oof. Wanted to catch a little bit more of that ball. Those balls are not wired up. Oh no. Whew. Boy, very risky. Shane Wolford has 2. Roland needs 1. Yeah, you can bet that Shane's banking at this 11. He is all offense when he is behind. Kind of trying to force the issue from what I see. Did he leave the 9 ball?
All right, players, if you have an 8:30 match and it has not started, come on down to the tournament desk.
I believe he did. If Roland's shooting at it, he can pocket
Has
this.
not started, come down to the tournament desk.
Yes, and he did. We have a tie ball game, folks. It is Shane Wolford's break, 2 games apiece. Shane has held serve every game so far.
Roberto and Keith, Eric and Marshall,
I would say this is about as close as it gets.
Sakura and
I've been really impressed with Shane's game from what I've seen here so far. I think the only thing that if I was Shane, I would look at and work on is possibly my up table game, even when you're behind. Just because you're behind doesn't mean you have to shoot and force the issue. You really don't want to force something that's not there when you're playing one pocket, especially when your opponent makes a mistake. Continue to make him work, right? Whether that means leave it long, leave the cue ball on the rail. All right, here we go. Hill, hill. Ooh, he let up a little bit. He's gotten that cue ball way up there the last two breaks. This is a problem for Shane. I believe that Roland can see the 5. And at worst, he can knock it out and just kind of stun your cue ball up a little bit. He's got protection with the 14 and the 12. Excuse me, the 14 and the 15. He might even be able to cross that 5. It's a little riskier. Personally, I'm looking at doing something with the 5, though. Okay, I see what he's looking at. He's looking at two-railing the 5 out and sending the cue ball into the back of the 7. I think he's trying to do too much there. I think you can just two-rail that 5 out, even if you have to hit it softly. Just two-rail it out over towards the 14. The 14 doesn't bank due to where the 15 sits. See what he chooses. Yeah, there's something he doesn't like about it, and I can understand that. The 5 is definitely close to the pocket, but I know it's two-railable, right? You can two-rail this ball softly to the bottom of the 14. Therefore, if you can do that, I think that you can also two-rail it with a little more speed and stun the cue ball up towards the 1. Obviously not that far. Now I think he's looking at the shot that I'm discussing. The only thing he's concerned about there is catching the point in the pocket and maybe catching a double kiss. So he'd have to hit it heavy or full. Definitely taking his time, and I can't fault him in this situation. He's got no losses. He's into round 7. He knows this is a key moment in the match. Shane takes no time and going towards the 1. I think this is. Does the 8 play? He's struck it quite well. Roland gives him the tap of approval. Shane didn't take any time in three-railing that ball, so he already had his mind made up. We've got some options here. Roland can kick and stick. He could softly go rail first behind the 1. I do like the fact that Roland always tries to do a little bit more. That's the sign of a world champion, right? You're always trying to do a little bit more. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We are Hill 2023 Derby City Classic, one pocket division. I think he's going behind the 1 on the right rail. Rail first softly. He got it a little heavy, which gave him the kiss. Shane also gave him the tap of approval. Shane not taking any time. I think he's banking this 7 towards the balls. So this is okay. Oh, really good cue ball, though. Keeping the pressure on. Keeping the pressure on. Boy, that 2-4 off the 11 looks real good. I know it's probably not. I'm just saying that it's there. Roland looking to cross the 7 and go into the 1. He scratched on a shot like that previously in the match, so he's got to really be conscious of the fact of where he's catching that 1 if he does elect to shoot that. He's done it again, folks. He's done this again. So he's 0 for 2 with that cross bank, knowing he's going into one of the balls that Shane has working for him. What does Shane have? Take your time. Make sure you can find a way to get on something else. Hmm. I get that he was elevated over the stack there, but I just feel like you might want to take a little more time there and see maybe if you could spin around two rails to get to the top side of the 9. Looking at banking this 11 into the 4. Playing the 6 off the 13. Is that possible? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He lost focus of numero uno, and that is the cue ball. Shane Wolford scratches. He'll go back to 0. Roland Garcia with ball in hand. Not what you want if you're Shane Wolford. He's not out of the woods yet, though. I mean, everybody sees the 8 ball. Problem with that ball is I don't know what it carries as far as future. Hmm. Just looking back at that 7 and 6. Now I do think it's laying really nicely to cross the 7. If you placed a cue ball somewhere towards the center of the head string, you could cross the 7 towards the 5 and run the 6 towards your side of the table. What I'm talking about is crossing the 7 towards your pocket and catching the right side of the 6 as well, which will run the 6 that direction. Your cue ball would go back up table towards the right center diamond on the long rail. But his success at that shot has been very poor the last 2 attempts. The difference is this is laying different now. Okay, he's looking to 2-rail the 7 under the 6. This is also good. A lot of guys play this ball. You're playing the 7. Or is he looking to play it into the 6? I think he's looking to play it into the 6. Let's see what Roland decides. Eh, I really don't see a lot of good things happening unless the 2 goes, but I don't believe the 2 goes into Roland's pocket following the 8, meaning if Roland were to shoot the 8 first. Definitely think he's got to scramble something over here on Shane's side of the table. He's shooting the 3. Shooting the 3 and going into the back of the 6. Or excuse me, the bottom of the 6. I think you're just applying too much pressure on yourself with that shot. If it's not perfectly hit, you can lose the game. He shoots so straight, though. I mean, you can't fault him, especially if he executes. Let's look to see. Oh, he's hit it perfect. He's hit it perfectly. Notice his body movement was literally none. He stayed so pure through that ball. Gonna bump the 5 here. Ah, he wanted to bump it more than that. He wanted to bump it more than that. A little too much draw. Take a look at the cue. His cue, nothing moves following that shot until the 3's pretty much made the pocket. Here's the problem with the combination is that You notice the angle, right? So the 5 is going away from the 15. The cue ball is going away from the 5. Doesn't carry position. He's frustrated. And rightly so. I think you come with the shot like you do on the 3 ball and set yourself up to get 5 or 6 balls without any problems, especially because the 8 goes and make a quick judgmental error on overdrawing the ball instead of just punching that 5 over. You got to really be careful doing anything with the 6 due to the 7 ball. He can knock this 15 down. I think it's fairly free, and then possibly take a bank on the 6. So like I said, he can bank this 6. We're in the hill game. It's the final game. He's got a decision to make here, but the problem is that the 8 is covered up now by the 4. And the 5 and 10 are not on. We might have an up-table game here from this point. Yeah, I don't believe he can. He would like to hit the 6 thin enough to come into the back of the 7, pushing the 7 towards the 13 and sending the cue ball up table. I don't believe he's got the right layout to play this shot. The real problem is that nothing else goes right now, right? You definitely can't hold the cue ball. I wouldn't. Is he looking at 2 rail? I think Shane's got to be happy he chose to do this. What a strike this is. Oh, he got so unfortunate there. He split the rail in the 6. I mean, wow is right. I think that's what Shane said twice. Or maybe Roland, actually. Boy, if that 6 falls, Shane could make the 7 and then come 2 rails around for the 5 and 10. Everything opens up. That was huge. Well, he's 0 for 3 or 4 crossing those balls and going into the other ball. It seems to me that he's dividing his attention to that second ball versus just letting the crossbank happen. Shane is going here. He's hit it too thin, way too thin. Good cue ball. Thank you once again, everybody, for watching. Like and subscribe, Railbirds TV on YouTube. 2023 Derby City Classic. We are Hill Hill with Roland Garcia and Shane Wolford. Shane has a loss. This is a must win. Ooh. I think that Shane banks at this 5, but he just seems to be moving really quickly. Yeah, his timing is off. Um, Rushing when he doesn't need to rush. Feeling like he's way behind in the game when he's not really way behind in the game. When you're down 3 balls to 0, it's very minimal if you've got a shot to come back in the match. Roland could cross at this 5. He could two-rail it up table. I wouldn't consider the 13 at all. That's the ball, the stripe up on the top left side. I wouldn't even consider that due to where the 11's at. He's looking at it right now. If I were to bank anything, it would be the 5 and maybe go up into the 6. Or if you have the angle, bank the 5 and just go to the right side rail. Stay behind the 7, 11, and 6. I wouldn't bank the 13, whether he makes it or not, whether he shoots it or not. I just don't think that's the shot in this situation. Yeah, I think this is a much better choice. He's hit it well. Oh, it's going to come up a little bit there. What is the 6 looking like? I don't think it throws down. All right, Shane's going to take a couple seconds, and so am I. We'll be right back. All right, so Shane's taking a look. I really want to know what the 6 is doing. Those balls, oh, he's looking at it now. Those balls are in a position where that 6 could throw down without a problem. If it's close, the 6 is going to throw downwards. What? I don't know what he's shooting here. Huh. I think he was playing the combination and just hit it too thin. He didn't get any action. Boy, that's a tough way to go down if he does go down from that mistake. Been nice to know how close that 6 was. I think it was close. Roland looking to see where he can get. Ideally there. If he could get next to that stripe or carry an angle on the 1. He looks like he's drawing. Oof. Did he get there? He did not get there, I don't believe. He's not going to be happy with this. Great camera angle. What's he going to do? Double bank the 6? He can cut the 11 or the 9? The double bank on the 6 isn't bad. He could draw the cue ball somewhere behind the 11. If you get the 6 close, it threatens the pocket. Shane has to either defend or stay aggressive. Yeah, this is what he's done. He's hit it a hair short, but it's close enough that it could cause Shane some issues. Tell you what, though, Shane has a bank on this 7 ball. If he just doesn't, man, I would look at the 7. It opens the 4 up if you look at the 7. Now he's looking at the 7. Taking a little more time, which I think he's needed to do. Yeah, he's just off. He's just off now. He seems like he's rattled. Roland's going to shoot this 1 ball. He will shoot this 1 ball. He knows it, too. It does come with consequences if you miss this ball. Here we go. He's hit it well. He has a shot on the 4. Roland's playing for 3 balls to advance in this match and continue his streak without a loss. Drop down for the 6. Nicely done. Carried an angle. Now he's got options. He can draw out and try and take a cut on the 12. The 11 does pass. He could come 2 rails forward. Two balls away from advancing. He's really taking time on this, and I don't blame him. He's wanting to be sure of where he gets. I don't mind going 2 rails forward here. I think you carry that angle. Yeah, he's actually. Did he hook himself on the 8? How do you expect that to happen? Yeah, he was playing the cue up there where his Q-tip was. You just don't expect that ball to come that tight. And this is a true playing diamond, and that's what happens. These rails are consistent. They play firm, but you just don't expect it to happen on new cloth, and this is newer cloth. Now he's got a problem. He's got a big problem. And that problem's just to the right on our screen. His name is Shane Wolford, straight shooter. The other problem is that he can't get to the bottom side of the 11 clearly. The 8's got him completely snookered on the 2, 7, 9, and 10. Is he acting? Can he make this? Well, he's spun it in for the win. Congratulations to Roland Garcia. Pretty good tournament for Shane Wolford. Highly impressed with a lot of parts of his game. Look at this shot as he swerves the 8, pocket speed, and splits it. Congratulations. Thank you all for tuning in to Railbirds TV. This is 2023 One Pocket Action, the Derby City Classic, round number 7. Your host, Scott Frost. Hit the like button and subscribe. Talk to you soon.